It has always been the same and it always will be the same, and it still is the same. The percentages never change. That's how we naturally are. Nobody can change that. People have spent, last audio that I've explained this as well, people have spent billions of pounds on tests as to what works in business, what customers like, what they don't like, what are the things that we need to do to get customers to come and join us, what we are doing, and the percentages are the same. I was looking at statistics only the other day. 17 million people were shown an impression of an advert, and only 5 million people clicked, viewed it full time, all of it. And after seeing a very compelling offer, the people had a good look at, and then only 5%. It's always the 5%. Only 5% took action and got involved to find out what this was all about. And those who got involved and find out what it's all about, only 1% purchased the product. And it was only $1,000. Only $1,000. Now, what if I was to tell you that all 5 million people were people in business? These are people that were involved from global English-speaking countries like Canada, USA, New Zealand, Europe, all over Europe, England. So, Australia. Just have a look at that. Why look at a program, a seminar, if you're not interested? Because you are. I saw the seminar myself. It was very, very interesting, very compelling information. In fact, I got involved and I bought the product myself, and it helped me massively. So I am one of the ones that will give a testimony. It was great. For $1,000, I got $50,000 to $100,000 value. I learned so much from it. But going back to the statistics that I was talking about, it's always the 5%. Somebody that will be born in 20 years from today, there will be people born, and one of those guys will become a millionaire, while the other will suffer, struggle most of their lives. So what is it different about this 5% of the group of people that will be born in 20 years from today, and they will become successful while the 95% will struggle? 50 years, 100 years, 500 years ago was the same. The question is, what is it? That's how they naturally are. That's what people are saying. That's what the statistics are saying. They are the ones you just can't keep behind. I have even heard people say, and I do believe in that, if you was take all the money from all the rich people in the world and give it to the bottom 80%, it's only a matter of time before the top 10% or 5% take it all back again. There's a way they'll take it all back again. Just have a look around you. Who do you see that's successful? You probably won't know anybody, because the percentages are so small. Like I explained in other audios, how many people do you know that go out of their way to learn how to do business, to master it? How many people do you know that care, actually, truly, genuinely find out what is it that I need to do to get these customers to come to me? So it's the 5%. They every moment of their business existence is answering one question: what can I do? What more can I do? And that's all they keep asking themselves. What can I do? What more can I do to get results for my customers? What can I do to change the life of my customers for the better? It is those people that take those steps that succeed. We've talked about it in the last audio as well. Anybody that is not thinking like that And you will look around you, like I said in the last audio, your own experiences will tell you that rarely the last thing on the the business person's mind is the customer. They're too busy trying to make their ends meet. They don't realize that the only reason they're too busy trying to make ends meet because there isn't enough flow of income coming in. They don't realize the income is not coming in because their focus is wrong. They're focusing on the wrong thing. They need to be focusing on, why have I not got a queue of customers standing outside my door? They don't look at that. They're too busy stuck in their little world. I know what I'm doing. I've been doing this for years. They blame our economy, they blame competitors, they blame customers are not loyal. No, it's not that. It's that they don't trust you. They don't believe that their interest is best in your heart. That's why they're not coming to you. What are you doing? How much time do you spend thinking about your customers? What can I do to add more value to their lives? What can I do without even making any money that can help them to achieve the next thing they want in life? Look at these audios I'm giving you. They're worth thousands in value. If you were to just change two things, your business will be exponentially successful. One, change the way you think. Stop thinking about you. Make that you, your customer. Think about what you can do for your customer, what you can do to make their life better for them. So change the way you think is one. Number two, make it the purpose of your life to add massive value and bring life-changing results to others' lives. You do that, you won't have to worry about a successful business and money and income because you'll have so much of it you won't be able to handle it. They'll chase you to give you business. They'll become your fans. They'll chase you to the end of the world. But for that, you first have to do these two things. Change the way you think and add massive value to the lives of your customers. Your people that come in within 100 miles of you. See to it that you know what they want and deliver it to them. And what's the best way of finding out what do they want? Is you ask them. Sit down and talk to them and ask them, what do you want? Many people never even think about that because they say, I'm never really going to get what I'm going to want out of life because I can't see how I'm going to get it. So what's the point of thinking about it? So if you was to going in the street and ask somebody that question, what do you want out of life? They can't even remember the last time they thought about it. All they see around them struggling. Everybody's struggling. What's the point of me thinking about what do I want out of life when I don't know how I'm going to get it? I don't think it's possible to get it. That's why 95% are stuck in that circle. Have you sat down and looked at, let me just have a look. Why can't I do what I want to do? I know so many businesses that have become successful. I'll tell you a story of Yas. Yas is a carpet shop and a painting shop, and he went bankrupt. Things didn't work out for him. With his partner, things didn't work out. So then he decided to take up his own store. I think I mentioned this somewhere in one of my audios before. And I went and spoke to him, and I had a chat with him, and I told him, start thinking about your customer. And he did. And everybody sometime come in for a can of paint, he would chuck in brushes for free. Somebody come in for a bit of carpet, he would chuck in a little bit extra for free. There was always something he would do extra for the customer. Always do something extra for the customer. He became a household name. Because he was doing for customers the big stores weren't even doing for them. He made them feel comfortable. Somebody wanted to bring something back, he wouldn't even question it. He said, okay, you want your money back or you want another item? He would be the first to say, what can I do for you? Do you want your money back or shall I give you something else? Do you want to try something else? And you felt that, oh my God, I don't have to ask him to give me my money back. He's just going to replace it and give me something better if there was ever a need for it. Gary. What happened with Gary? Gary was a estate agent. And he was sick and tired of the way he was being treated. Years and years work, he had enough of it. He bought one of the courses. Sat down. I ran into him then. Gary started getting properties for his tenants for free. And he started doing all the work for landlords for free. What does that mean? He would see who's advertising his property for rent. He would ring them up and he'd say, I will rent your property out, fully vetted tenants, and I'll do all the paperwork for free. And the landlord said, well, why would you want to do that? And he said, well, if I can rent your property out and take all your headache away and give you top quality tenants to pay you good rent and don't give you any trouble, because I'll vet them all out, get you the deposit, get everything banked into your account, and do all the paperwork, draw up the contracts that don't charge you for it, and take all this headache away from you, the next time you want to rent a property, who are you going to ring? And even then, I'll only charge you 10%. The landlord said, but that makes absolute sense. Yes, please, do it for me. Here's the property address. Let me know when you want the keys. Come and pick them up. I don't want the headache. I've got other things to do. So the landlords were happy with him. Number two, for the tenants, he would do the same for the tenants. He said, I will get your property wherever you want. Top quality properties for reasonable rent and reasonable deposits, so he would get a good deal for the tenants as well. They would, this is the type of property we want it in that area. And he would go out there, and because he had a list of properties, and he said, I've got this one, what do you want to do? They would pick one, and they would get a property much easier without having to do the legwork. He became very popular with the landlords and the tenants. Now let's go back to what I was saying, what the 5% do. He started to do what the 5% do. What's that? Started to think differently. Started to add massive value to the lives of his clients without charging them for it. Like I do. I sit down with businesses. Of course I handpick them, so I'm not wasting their time and they're not wasting mine. And if they're absolutely serious, I get you results. My mission is to change your business for you, to give you what you want. He did the same. And when the people were seeing value, he became an item in the industry and made truckloads of money out of it. Tenants trusted him. Landlords trusted him. That's what you got to do. Add massive value to the life. That's what the 5% do. Don't get into this business of I know it all. If you know it all, why are you struggling to tell the three big differences between you and your competitors? How come you got competition? You will not have any competition if you did what I said. If you do what the 5% do. If you do what has been tried, tested to work, is to think about your customer. That's what you need to do. Like I told you the story about my builder. He came and did the driveway for me. Did all the work, even though he was busy, he sorted it all out for me. And that's what you need to do. Think about your customer. When was the last time you heard somebody say that to you? You might not know how to engineer your product to be able to achieve this objective. How do I engineer this product, this service that I'm doing, that can meet these goals, where I can meet the customer and give them life-changing results? Well, it's not that difficult. Are you giving him or her what they want? You should be in a business where you should be giving. And if you're not able to do it because something's not allowing you to do it, you need to be a bit more creative. Story about Alan. The tile that went wrong and gave him 30 years of business, and the hole that went wrong lost him the business. Now I'll tell you what happened. 30 years ago, I had central heat. I had my kitchen fitted from a plumber. He was very good with tiling and what have you. And he did the tiles and he misunderstood how he had to do the tiles. And he put them vertically when they had to be horizontally. Next day he came in, I told him about it. And he says, don't worry, I'll come in tomorrow and I will take these tiles off and I'll put them the way that I need to put, the way you guys want them. I misunderstood you. And he didn't charge for the day's labor. That tile went wrong. We told him it's wrong. That's not how we wanted it. We want it the other way. He came in, took the tiles off, redid them without saying one word. The tile that went wrong, he put it right. He had business from us for 30 years. After that, he came in with his son. I wanted the radiator thing sorted out. The son did a hole in the wall. Alan had retired now. And he did a hole in the wall to re-plug the radiator and left the mess on the bathroom floor. I rang Alan up and I said, Alan, this is what your son did. He said, you know these kids. I never rang Alan something. I said, the business I was giving was for Alan, not for you. You had no respect for the business that your father has built. You come in the house, you drill a hole, and you leave mess on the floor because you had to rush off to somewhere else, maybe another customer to go and mess up, right? Well, I don't deal with people like that. I did ring him one more time because I was stuck, and he even said to me, "You're only ringing me because I'm stuck." And I said, "You're absolutely right, I am." And then I told him, I said, "You got no respect for your father's business. I've done business with him for 30 years and never had any trouble with him. You come and then you put a hole in the wall and leave a mess on the floor. Your dad never did that." So it depends on how you look after your customers. They have massive value with you. Another friend of mine went and had an MOT done. The garage couldn't wait to get rid of him. The garage looked for all the excuses not to do the extra work that he needed done to be able to put the fault right. And I thought to myself, how are you going to make your business a success if you're going to treat people like this? One of my friends I was talking to not long ago, and I said to him, he's got a garage as well, and I said to him, why don't you, this is my point about adding massive value to the lives of your customers. I said, buy a car and put insurance on this car, over 25, anybody can drive it, and go and knock on all the doors in your street and say, here's the deal. You bring your car to me for an MOT, I'll give you my car to go to work in. I'll even pick your car up, MOT it, drop it back. If it fails, I'll tell you what it's failed on. I'll give you two options. Option one, you get the part, I'll fit it for you at a reasonable rate, at the same price of what you can get it fitted elsewhere, right? If there's a part and if you don't want to get it, I'll get it for you at cost price to save you money on that side. So say, for example, your car fails and the first MOT I'll do for you for free, right? So it fails, it needs £135 of parts. You go and get them. But you say, I'm at work, I haven't got time. I say, okay, here's my car, take it to work, I'll get the parts. I get the parts for you for £85 and I'll fit it for you and give it to you. You were able to stay at work, I picked up your car, I dropped your car off at home, saved you the inconvenience, saved you money on the parts, charged you the same labour as what you would have paid anywhere else. Massive benefit for you. Where do you think the customer's going to go next year? He doesn't even have to remember the MOT. I will call him. I told him how to do it. I said, you call him a week earlier or maybe 2 weeks earlier or 3 weeks earlier. Say, listen, your car's running out of MOT. I'm going to come down and pick it up. Right? And I'm going to bring my car with me and I give it to you so you can take it to work. Now, what day is good for you? 30 years as a mechanic, and no, he never thought of that. Never thought of that. Another friend, another mechanic I was speaking to, 50 years he was a mechanic, 50 years. I asked him a question. I said, I met him through a friend. I said, what was the biggest problem you had in your 50 years as a mechanic? What was the number one? He said the number one was electrics, meaning the electronical faults in the cars. They're a bit difficult to get around. I said, okay, right. What was the second biggest? He said employees. He's blaming other situations. He's not thinking about himself. And now he's retired, obviously. And he says, employees, what do you mean by that? He said, well, they want their money, they want their holidays and all that, but they're not putting the work in for it. I said, well, okay, I heard him out. And I said, I can understand what you mean. He said, at the end, I just gave up and just sold the business because the employees wanted everything their way, and they just wanted to be paid their money. They weren't putting in enough work. I said, well, so you're blaming the employees for that, right? Okay, fine, right? So I'm asking, but what about if you had enough work coming in, then you wouldn't be complaining about the employees because they're doing the work. You just did not have enough money coming in to be able to meet their expenses, look after them in a good way, then you wouldn't be complaining about they're not doing enough work. Your complaint was they weren't earning enough. I wasn't banking enough. At the end, I had to bounce the checks on them. Then I said, well, you didn't earn enough. But if they didn't earn enough because there wasn't enough work there. At the end, after 10 years of struggle with the employees, he gave up. Then I said to him, I asked him a question. I said, imagine you had this service, again, talking about customers' benefits, thinking differently. And when I explained to him what he could have done, like, for example, I said to him, imagine you had a garage where you ran a service. And the service was all the customers, when they come in, their work is 100% benefits of the customer. How they benefit out of you. All the work is 100% guaranteed. When something goes wrong, you put it right. You don't look for 20 ways how to get out of it, putting it right. The guy's gearbox is gone. The engine is gone, right? So what you're going to do, you say to him, you go and get it, we'll fit it for you, or we'll get it for you. We've got national contracts, we can bring this engine in 150, 200 pounds cheaper than what you can get it, because we got it at a discount. We'll give it to you at the same price we're getting it for, because you're our regular customer. What do you think the customer's going to do? Do you think he's going to go home and spend 2 days bringing people around? Or is he going to rely with you? And you guarantee if something goes wrong with the engine, we'll replace it. And where they're getting the engines from, because they're giving them so much business, they say, we got 2,000 clients here, gearbox goes, engine goes, we get it from you, something goes wrong, we want it covered. And they will give them a free engine in replacement, because that's part of the deal for getting the business. And they will fit the engine for free. I'm asking you, if out of 1,000 engines you fitted, say for example, in 10 years, how many of those engines would actually go faulty? But the fact that your client has got guarantee that if something goes wrong, I'm getting an engine cheaper than I can get it for, is guaranteed the garage will replace it for me. I trust them because they look after me. They do take care of everything I need to do. Anything that sometimes breaks down, they come and collect my car, drop it back off for me. They even give me a car to go to work, and if there's an emergency, if there's something available, they'll pick up my car, do the MOT, drop it back off, and they're all being done at a reasonable rate. I'm giving you 10 extra benefits that you would have been able to give your customers. How many of those did you think of to give to your customers before complaining about your employees wanted more money and they wanted their holidays? They just weren't happy, and you struggled for 10 years. How much time did you spend thinking about getting so much work in? And it was easy. Just look after loads of customers. You take care of my car, you give me an MOT, you look after me, you convince me you're not going to rip me off. I'm going to go and tell 50 friends about you. You won't be able to cover the work. How often did you think about that? After 50 years being in business, he just wanted to change the subject. Same as the restaurant friend I told you about. He just got angry. The anger comes and the subject changing comes because of the fear of having to admit to hearing something that I cannot deny to be true, and I cannot deny that I did not know. And that's going back to the original problem, like was in the previous video. Not knowing causes 99% of the businesses to fail, and thinking that they do know. That's the biggest killer. See you in the next video.